Big, beautiful, open range, middle bunkhouse, bonus room, whatever you want to call it, 371 MBH here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a Highland Ridge RV. You can use the names Highland Ridge and Open Range interchangeable. There's a story there. It's not interesting. It's quite boring. I'm not going to get into it. If you're curious, give me a call, though. If at any point you like what you see here, you like to see price tags, you want to check to see if it's available, you want to learn about hard specs and tank capacities, I leave all that right down here in the video description. There's one link that says check for price and availability. You're one click away from seeing all of the middle bunkhouse fifth wheels that we offer here at Haylett RV, because we do offer these from Jayco, Montana, Cougar, Eagle, you know, Open Range, obviously. We've got a variety of these things, but that's not what this is about. This video is about what makes this one special, because this is the most popular of the middle bunkhouse rooms that we have. So there has to be reasons for it, and that's what I want to get into. You know, like I said, we have close to 10 different varieties of middle bunkhouses, and this one's been the most popular. I think it's because Open Range actually has most experience in middle bunkhouses. The whole middle bunkhouse concept was literally a concept originally pioneered by Open Range. A lot of people don't realize that. When they first came out with it, well, first of all, who is Open Range? They are a very left-of-center company. What you're going to hear me talk about a lot are a lot of unique qualities found on this coach, not found other places. So they came out with the whole middle bonus room concept before the market was ready for it. It actually didn't sell well initially, and they discontinued it. Then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, blam, it exploded. Now everybody builds it. Well, these guys dusted off the old prints and literally just started rebuilding the coach they used to always build. And there's the unique qualities of an Open Range are what make this floor plan work a little bit better than many. A lot of these middle bonus rooms do not have an outside kitchen. I really like the Open Range version. They've also done something interesting here. They're one of the very few that actually has a high output burner outside with a pair of low output burners. Usually you only get low output outside cooking. And the way that they were able to do that is basically, this isn't just a lock. This is also a propane system. It has higher propane feed than a common outside grill system. That's a critical difference. And anytime I start to see that nice formed aluminum stuff as opposed to wooden countertops outside where there's extra moisture and humidity as compared to inside, I get excited. I think that's a good idea. Here's other little things. They actually have a real sink outside with a real drain outside. Now, that's not the biggest, deepest thing in the world, but this is out here for quick prep. You're not giving a baby a bath in an outside sink or anything. It's there just to wash up some utensils or clean your hands up real quick, and it does the job just fine. And it's got a real drain, and you don't, the propane line on this is always connected. You don't have to quick connect something. But someone's going to go, whatever, liar, liar, pants on fire. I can clearly see a quick connect over here. That is because you have the ability to add an outside barbecue grill to this as well, which we've done on this specific model. That is a separate option. So keep in mind, the one here in this video might not be the exact one that we have in stock, and that is actually true in a lot of cases due to the volume of sales we have. The flip down compartments here with the magnetic latches, I like those because they keep everything up and out of the way. And this is another different thing on Open Ranges. They use triple 20-pound tanks instead of double 30s. It allows them some extra room inside the coach because they don't have to build the compartment so tall. But for you guys, it's not about what's convenient for Open Range. It's actually what's convenient for you. These are lighter weight, they're easier to handle, they're easier to exchange, and if it's Sunday and you're trying to do your grilling and you burn up all your propane, go to the gas station and swap a tank. You can do that, no big deal here. And you see that the tray actually slides to you. Oops, it actually locks in place in or out too, so it doesn't wiggle off. There you go. And then, kapow! Compression latches. Not actually intended to be slammed like I just did, but they generally still work fine there. While we're talking baggage and storage compartments, I want to point out this large front compartment. It's important to note too that this is actually pre-prepped for 2 batteries right from the factory level, so you don't have to worry about confusing cross-wiring anything. And that little plug up there, some people ask about, that's your solar prep. Did you notice the stabilizer jacks down here? There's a very good reason for that. These strong arm stabilizers keep the coach from getting rocking and rolling on your campsite. But why do they need it? Why don't more coaches have that, you know? Well, that's because Open Range is another pioneer of just being standard wide body across the road, just across the board rather. There are some RVs, and trust me, man, we carry a lot of different brands here at Haylett. I mentioned a few earlier, but these guys right here, they're wide body just as a matter of happenstance, you see. And what that offers you guys is extra interior space, and on top of that, if you start measuring, you see that the open range Super Slide is 6 inches deeper than industry standard. This floor plan is 10 inches, nearly 1 foot wider inside when you get to your destination than virtually anything else on the market. And even the RVs that do have 102-inch wide body don't have the deeper slides, so this is still wider on the inside. This has best-in-class interior width and living space. That's awesome, and I think that's one of the reasons this floor plan has become the most popular version of this middle bunkhouse out there here at Haylett RV, is because the whole point of a middle bunkhouse is that it has sleeping capacity without a crappy living room. This one has the biggest living room of a bonus room bunkhouse. That's why this one's so popular. Again, we have other brands here. They all do everything awesome. Every brand is the best for a different reason. And I will be one of the few people to tell you, even the brands we don't carry have redeeming qualities. That's why they're still popular and still sold. But Open Range has done a lot of things different from a lot of people to be a very unique product. There is no direct comparison to Open Range. People say, well, what else is like this out there? And the answer is nothing. There's nothing else like an Open Range out there. Little stuff like this. Instead of a baggage door flipping up, where you have to duck to get into it, they make it flip down for an easier access, big time baggage compartment. Here you see controls for your power leveling. You see that little red white switch as your battery disconnects, so that all of the appliances in here don't trickle draw off those batteries. And what I do like too is they have a separate water and sewer hookup thing over, well, sewer hooks up down there, but anyway, your enclosed gate valves and water hookups and all that stuff, all your satellite hookups and things, they're all separate. They're not going to mix in with your baggage stuff. And I like that every one of these doors has its own separate independent lock. We've got a larger 20-gallon per hour water heater on this. To get that, you run gas and electric simultaneously. This is capable of doing that. Now, another area Open Range RVs are very, very impressive is their insulation qualities. There's a lot of RVs out there that are 0 to 100 degree rated nowadays. Now, Open Range is one of the few that actually fully publishes their testing data, and I think there's something to be said for that. They don't expect you to just take their word for it. They actually have hard tested data. That's not true of most brands out there. But they do something different with their heating and insulation package. I'm not going to get into R values because that's the biggest, silliest argument out there. There's no way, there's no one that polices R values in the RV business, guys. A manufacturer can literally say any number they want. They could call this an R500 roof. Prove them wrong. You can't. There's no way to do it. Actual published testing data is the real metric you need to look at, and these guys offer it where a lot of people don't. The way that they achieve this, like if this thing, they put it in a cold chamber for 24 hours, a full day. They set the thermostat to 70. They walk away. When they come back, they find that the living room is like 68 degrees. That's great. The underbelly on an Open Range maintains like 62. That's the best I've ever heard. That is the best I've ever heard from anyone. And understand, I mean, you can see we carry a lot of nice different brands here, but these guys definitely have one of the most aggressive insulation packages out there. And it's from the simplest, silliest difference, guys. Instead of just having forced air heat into the underbelly with no way for that air to flow, they have a hot air exhaust that then heats the bathroom floor. Why aren't all manufacturers doing that? That one simple change allows for air flow, which allows for better cold camp capability. Now, you've got all kinds of reflective insulation in the roof and all that. You've got fully aluminum framed walls. You've got laminated slide walls. You can walk up to this thing. You can tell that there's meat on the bones. You can just thump on that sucker and it gets the job done. You've got plywood roof decking, tongue groove plywood floor decking. You've got 16-inch on center roof studs, all the stuff you expect. And the thing is, they still do above and beyond and more under the skin. Here's the difference. Aluminum screw trim. instead of plastic screw trim. There's nothing wrong with plastic screw trim, but over time, and we're talking over a period of like 10 years plus, it's more inclined to shrink and expand when exposed to hot and cold weather. This will be more consistent and maintain its shape, which means less stress on a corner, which means, guys, less chance of leaks. Isn't that nice? This is built for long-term use and ownership. Now, this has a 3-year structural warranty. That's very cool. You know, there's not a lot of brands out there offering that. And it's because of little differences like this right here. But this coach is not built to be good just under warranty. It's built to be good long after the warranty expires. That's what I like about it. If you're looking for the last RV you ever want to own, you are barking up the right tree here. And that's one of our favorite things about them at Haylett RV. They're very unique, they're made for long-term use and ownership, and they're just freaking cool, man. That's just true. Their roof membrane is different. They use a pliable PVC roof skin as opposed to a rubberized roof. It does not require specific upkeep and maintenance. It doesn't promote the growth of black algae, which is where your black streaks come from. That's actually algae that washes down the trailer. The end result here is more camping, less maintenance. Who is not interested in more camping, less maintenance? If you're not interested, raise your hand. I don't even need to see it to know that no one just raised their hand. That's just a no-brainer. Big, long power awning with a nice, wide patio space here. Quad entry steps as opposed to triples. You know, you can save money by doing some extra things here. This is not the dollar cheaper brand, guys. And they're also using that nicer aluminum step. It doesn't slip and slide if your feet are wet. It's more sturdy. It's more stable. They have a key-like convenience system. That, your entry door key, your deadbolt key, your baggage door keys, they're all one key. Simple, slick, smooth, easy. For riding down the road, they have an Equiflex suspension here. Now, your trailer's leaf springs are designed to soak shock vertically, but they don't do anything for back and forth. That's what this does. This absorbs shock in a lateral forward to back fashion so that you don't get tossed around your vehicle. An extra little detail stuff like where they need to, they put a little galvanized shield above the wheel. God forbid you have a blowout or your tires start throwing debris. It's just a nice little protection method, you know. And look at underneath the slide out. This is a rough textured slide floor so that it pulls that wipe seal all the way in or out so that you get better slide sealant. There's a bunch of little things that go into this, and it's all those little differences that I see in the open range compared to a lot of the other things that we have at Haylett RV. It doesn't mean the other ones are bad. It just means that in certain ways, this brand has gone above and beyond. Now, every brand has their areas where they're really cool. Oh, shoot, I should have said this a long time ago. By the way, it weighs 12,400 pounds. You're not going to be towing this with your half-ton. Please don't try to do that. My battery's flashing here. I'm going to swap batteries. I'll meet you back inside. Thank you for tuning in. Back inside, this one continues to not disappoint. The wider body with this extra deep and very tall slide that you can fully walk and step into. It offers the largest, widest living space in any middle room bonus bunkhouse. You know, everyone has different things they're looking for. I want to point out the areas where this has done an exceptional, good, and unique job. You know, every brand has different redeeming qualities. By the way, remember to check the link in the video description to check out the Haylett RV website. This is called the Hazelnut Decor. This has been very, very popular for us right here. A lot of these decors I've noticed have the exact same pillows. It's just a matter of, do you want your sofa brown or browner? And this is browner. Whereas Pebble is a slightly lighter, like milk chocolate brown, you know? Let's start talking. Let's work from the top down because, boy, we got a lot to talk about. You don't see the air conditioner because we've got a nice whisper quiet AC system here. That cuts down, I've heard, anywhere from 90 to 70% of the noise of the AC system. It also has racetrack ducted air so that you get better airflow. Remember that cyclical airflow I talked about in the underbelly? Well, you get the same thing up here. Turns out air's not meant to be pushed and encapsulated into and pressurized into a capsule, basically. It's made to be moved around if you want it to be effective. Above the kitchen, while we're looking up, you do have a wall-controlled max air vent fan, so that if you are cooking up a storm and you want to exhaust that heat, or if you just want some nice airflow through your windows, you can get all of that accomplished. We'll come back to the kitchen in a minute here. Large HD TV, and what I like about Open Range is they actually run all the HDMI wiring. It's not that you can't aftermarket, it's that it's just not easy, because then you have to actually get into the cabinetry. You don't have to do that here. Hidden little nugget I love on these. Behind the Furrion HD TV, you've got this awesome like DVD storage back here. Nice little hidden alcove for some extra things. Maybe you just don't want the grandkids getting their hands on something like that. And your all of your stereo stuff is down here, along with your, this is also Bluetooth, DVD. But notice how they left this nice open pocket, so if you want to add a Blu-ray or satellite or whatever, you can do it without looking like you have this ugly tangle of wires everywhere. Right down below, we have our electric space heating fireplace, so that if you just want to knock the chill out of the air, if it's spring or if it's fall, but you don't want to burn up all your propane, perfect little spot to do that. Close that up here. Now, because the coach is extra wide, you get extra storage here, there, and everywhere. Because the coach is extra wide, on each side of this hide-a-bed sleeper sofa, you see you have wider side stands with power outlets. So they're actually wide and big and functional. They're not these little toothpick stands that can't even hold a glass of water. By the way, every single window, including these sofa side and slide side windows, all open for ventilation, so you get some very, very good airflow in here. Very aggressive LED lighting package is another reason I like these open ranges. It really, it just comes to life in here. It makes such a difference. Over here in the 6.5 foot tall walk-in slide out, we've got a dual like theater recliner directly across from the HD TV that gives us a nice, clear, easy, no neck cranking view of your entertainment center. And this directly across from this is just an absolute recipe for success. There's a reason you see every manufacturer's building something like that now. Now, the taller slide means, for a big guy like me, I'm not going to knock my head, but it also means bigger windows for more light and extra storage overhead. And you'll notice that these are all nice, clean looking hidden hinge cabinet doors. It has that very finished, polished look and feel to it. And if you've noticed, as I've panned around a few times, there's no carpet on a floor flush slide out. That is another open range exclusive. It's another of those nice little things that we really love about them here at Haylett RV. It's again, they find a way to do everything a little bit left of center, a little bit neater. There's nothing wrong with the strip of carpet in front of normal floor flush slide outs. It's just that this is a little bit easier to clean and maintain. At the end of last year, they flipped over to this current interior decor package, and they kind of went back to their roots. They've got a little bit of that cowboy western edge back to them, but it's very upscale modern. It's very interesting how they combined rugged with lavish to come up with this. Now, normally you would expect like a big wall of storage there, but you've got the middle bonus room or bunkhouse or whatever you want to call it. So they gave you some overhead cabinets up here. And that extra overhead storage is one of those fine detail things that a lot of brands don't offer in a similar layout that you get at the open range here at Haylett RV. Now, when you start looking over, you think, yeah, but I really need pantry space. Yeah, but they really gave you pantry space. You didn't lose it. They just moved it. Now it's hidden in the slide out where it's out of the way and doesn't eat up anything. It doesn't eat up extra floor space. Big residential microwave over here, and the stainless appliance bundle is one of the upgrades that we put on this specific RV. Now, there's a lot of concerns of, do you go with the gas and electric fridge? Do you go with the electric only fridge? I've talked about that recently if you've watched any of my videos. This model is one that doesn't seem to get towed an exceptional amount. Someone might use it all over the place, but they'll tow it to a place, use it for 2 or 3 months, move to the next place 2 or 3 months. We feel in that instance you're better served with a bigger cold storage. There's never, more cold storage is not usually the wrong answer, guys. As there are certain instances where one fridge may seem a little bit more advantageous than the other. This tends to be a park-centric trailer. This doesn't tend to be a trailer that's used off the beaten path very much here in the Midwest. It could vary by region, because I know that we have a big-time national audience here. The whole island is pure storage. You've got drawers galore. You've got 5 drawers plus 1 or 2 sponge drawers just in this island. You've even got this very slick built-in little wastebasket access point right here. And like I said, if you're looking for drawer space, it's all right next to you. It's all within reach, and you can see all the plywood drawer construction, not the sticker wraps, nothing, cheap. And they didn't just go with drawer knobs. They have actual pulls. They have real handles you can get your hands on. All Corian countertops in the kitchen, by the way, including the little extra space next to your stainless stove. And notice how they left that extra little chunk of countertop space there. And if you look a little bit closer down in the shadows, like Batman, you can see we've got an extra little power outlet right there to keep your little bat blender charged or the bat toaster going. It's a little bat cave, obviously, in my head. In my head, I've already got a whole scenario going where Batman comes back to his open range RV to cook himself some toast or something. Anyway, they frost this door, the glass insert on this door, to allow for light exchange to make it feel and look larger, but without it looking like, without losing privacy, basically. As we step in here, this is kind of the whole crux and the whole magic moment of this floor plan, is this middle bunkhouse bonus room concept. So, a lot of people use this like an office, which is why there's sort of like a little desk space over here. You can obviously fold this out. This is a trifold memory foam sleeper sofa, just like the rear sofa. So this can open out to provide extra sleeping space. It's got the same double like memory foam cushioning that you have in the living room, so that if you just need, if this is, the kids need a spot to zero out, if you need an entertainment game day man cave or lady cave, if you need a craft room, this middle room can be and do anything you want. This floor plan never is not useful. You've got all kinds of great drawer and storage space in here. And notice that I'm only pulling on one side of that drawer. If this wasn't properly mounted and whatnot, the whole thing would like twist and wiggle. Everything in here is rock solid, man. Everything in this is designed to do and function extremely well. Now, on the back side of this is actually a coat closet when you enter the door, but they still left plenty enough storage in here. You know, you can see that you can throw some hanging storage up in there. You've got additional storage down below. You could put a small little shelf unit in here to use this like a walk-in pantry. You can just kind of do anything you want with it. That's what I like about this floor plan. It just only does everything, which is probably why it fits so well here at Haylitz, because we only do everything. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, accessories, financing. We've got our full RV service center. We do truck and trailer package deals. So if you've got a nice half-ton, but you're just in love with this coach, we'll get you swapped up to a 3/4 to 1 ton and get you towing. Even the upstairs loft, by the way, has nice little TV mount. And if you look up on the ceiling, you can see little USB plugs to keep Junior's stuff going. And a vent upstairs to allow that heat that people create just by existing to exhaust out of here, you know. If you're not going to use this as a bunk, it's perfect for just attic storage. And notice, they even finished the underside of this. You're not looking at raw exposed wood anywhere. They finished every area of this. The bathroom literally would not be possible if this were not a nice wide body coach. The extra wide body nature of the open range fifth wheel is what allows to have the big shower, a real sink, all of this storage and utility space, and a second door to the bedroom in one floor plan. Normally manufacturers can't get all of this stuff because they don't build wide body like this. Now this is a seamless, self-reinforced, like luxury fifth wheel shower right here. A grown man, and I've done it in a lot of my videos, can literally jump up and down and try to jump stomp this thing like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, brother. And nothing's gonna get hurt. Nice little seating area that, there too. So if you need to sit to maybe shave your legs, or let's say you're just a person like, man, I've had hip or knee surgery. I need to sit down when I bathe. There you go. Lots of leg room, leg room here in the toilet. Notice just 2 heat vents here in the floor. Remember that heat exhaust that comes up from the underbelly? That's what this is right here, and you still have a centralized heat duct in here. So you've always got good warm air going. Your bathroom's never going to feel cold, even at night. And a real sink that adults can get their hands into with an angle-mounted mirror so that everything faces you and it's convenient like it's supposed to be. And here in the bathroom, we've got killer storage. This has enough drawer space for almost everybody in the camper to have their own drawer, and the countertop comes over to the sink. And this little innovation is one of the reasons they can have the extra doorway, you know, with an island sink, because the countertop comes to you. And for just enough, they have just enough room for like towels and linens up here to get you through a couple days before you need to refresh or exchange. They just do everything exactly in the quantity they need to in here. They've really nailed it. This is a, like I said, a very popular floor plan here at Haylitz for good reason. Now, I left the lights off for a reason. You see how that light kicked on? This is a motion sensor. And when that light kicks on, this light kicks on right here. So that if you get out of bed at night to go downstairs for any reason, you can see where you're going without having to turn all the lights on. Now, there's full underbed storage here. When I push this down, you'll notice this is a true king 70 by 80 real king bed. That's an option in here. This is a queen standard, but we like to put the king in these. And in this specific coach, we've added the second air conditioner. Remember, that may not be present on every single 371 that we carry. If we built it to our specs, it's going to be there. But there are times, guys, because this is so popular, we call Open Range and say, I don't care how it's built. You have to get one to us as soon as possible because we need inventory. So always check our website. The Haylett RV website's down here in the video description if you're just on YouTube. If you're at another dealership and they're playing my video for you, which I know they do, then ask yourself why they're too lazy to put their own videos together and they're relying on someone else to do the education for them because they don't know. If you want to talk to a place that actually does and knows, then you give us a call here at Haylett RV. We're the guys that do this. We actually camp, by the way. Ask the salesman in front of you, what do you camp in? Most of the time you're going to hear, I don't camp. Well, why would you buy something like this from someone who literally doesn't know how the whole process works? You know, we got the experience. This is another little open range innovation I love here at Haylett's. They add an extra set of big-time dresser drawers under the front closet. That elevates the floor of the closet. This gives you extra storage, and it creates a shelf that's easier to access. And if you are one of the less than 2% of people that is interested in putting a washer and dryer in here, you can put a stackable washer dryer in there. You're all set for an extra TV in the bedroom. Sometimes we have them built from the factory, sometimes not. Sometimes you can just literally get them cheaper across the street at the big box store of your choice. It depends. More of those big dresser drawers like we saw in the bunk room, and more little USB plugs to keep your phones charged at night. This model only has everything. This is a crowd favorite. This is a personal favorite. You know, there's a lot of other nice RVs out there, but there are qualities on this one you literally cannot find anywhere else in the RV industry. If that sounds exciting to you, then give us a call. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.